Well, hello, and welcome to yet another edition of Welcome to the New Sunday School Director. Actually, this is the first and only edition of this that we will ever have, but I am delighted to welcome Allison Bird Treacy to St. John's. Welcome.
It's great to be here with you all.
Very good. Well, we have a few minutes just to kind of get to know you a little bit and introduce you, but you have been at St. John's since last month.
Yes, just over a month now.
How about that? And how's it going?
Good. I've gotten to sit in with all of our Sunday school classes so far
Nice.
and be with you all in worship now this week. And no, it's going really, really well.
Good. Well, Bird preached the sermon / told the Advent story from Godly Play.
Yes.
And you have a lot of experience with our new curriculum, Godly Play, don't you?
Yes. So while you all just started this fall, I have been teaching Godly Play for about 7 years now in 3 different churches. This is the fourth church where I've done Godly Play.
And so let's count the states.
Okay. First, I was in Georgia. I was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was in New York City at Trinity Wall Street.
I've heard of that one.
Yes. And then I was still in Massachusetts, but in the other half of the state. So out in Western Massachusetts.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. Western Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay. But that's amazing, and that's one of the reasons that we're so glad that you were able to come join us, because you're kind of a Godly Play thing.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, but that's been great, and one of the things that I've seen is just how our children. Well, I'm hearing from our teachers how our children are just enamored with this program. Have you gotten some of those?
Yes.
comments?
So our teachers, it's been especially remarkable with our first or third graders, who are a very large class. There are regularly 20 children in that classroom, just glued to these materials. And I really like the way Godly Play moves the focus from making sure children are sitting still to making sure you are engaged in the story. And that will lead them to be engaged.
Well, I gotta say, I got to hear you tell this story, three times at the 8 o'clock service, and the 10 o'clock service, and the 5 o'clock service. And one of the things that I really enjoyed, I mean, the first time I was just kind of like, wow, that's kind of cool. Then the next times, I was kind of watching the people watching, and adults are just so drawn to this as well.
Yeah, one of my favorite things that the first Sunday school director that I worked with would do was we would have at least once a year a teacher's circle. And all of the teachers would come in and we would get to have our time in the Godly Play circle. And it's such a rich curriculum. They've been working on it for 40 years, and it's built out really beautifully.
No, it's amazing. Now, you have been basically doing children's formation your whole life. Is that right?
A little bit, yeah. My mother was a Sunday school superintendent, but I was in the Sunday school before she was. Yeah, I started teaching Vacation Bible School as an assistant when I was 12, and they handed me my first solo classroom at 14.
Wow. So you're a Sunday school prodigy.
Was where I knew that I could do good work and where I really felt called to be.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing that you've been able to follow this vocational path, and along the way you've done a couple other things.
Yes.
Right.
It took a little winding around to get to here. So my academic background is in English and women's studies. If I could have pulled off a third major in college, it would have been religion, but they only let you have 2.
Yeah.
I did take enough credits to have 3, but they only let you have 2.
What are you going to do? And you went to, speaking of Western Massachusetts.
I went to Smith College.
Yeah.
Found lots of Smithies floating around this congregation.
All right.
That's been fun.
Okay, good.
Yes. And then did a master's degree in women's studies as well, where I started to move more closely into some of the religious studies aspects of that and doing feminist theology work sort of on the side. But so I did that for a little while. I worked in kind of internet marketing for many years.
Well, you're a writer.
Yes. I'm a writer by trade and also a poet by hobby and other vocation.
And you also have a children's formation blog.
I do. I write a newsletter that I started at the start of the pandemic. It was, families aren't going to be able to go to their normal programs.
Mm-hmm.
How do I support that at home? And it turned very quickly into a great way to connect with parents and ministers around the country.
That it's great. And the name of it?
It's called Wiggles and Wonder.
Love that name.
So, and very soon there will also be a dedicated St. John's Children's Ministry blog. So that is in the works.
Well, I'm so glad that you've just kind of leapt. Is that the right tense? Leapt right in to all of this, and just all the experience that you bring to this position, and not just experience, but just joy.
Yeah.
I mean, you love children.
I do,
and that comes through.
Yeah. We joke that there must be something genetic about it, because my mother went from being a stockbroker to a 2-year-old preschool teacher, and my much younger sisters are also child magnets.
Wow.
Just something about it.
Yep, that's excellent. Now, can I ask you about your nickname?
Yes.
So, Bird.
Yeah, is a nickname I picked up in college. And a lot of my friends at Smith had funny nicknames. It's not an uncommon goings about, but I picked mine up because when I'm really excited, I slap.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. And I also like that your email, at St. John's, begins with a bird. A bird.
It's
Allison
a
Bird.
great digital pun for my online life.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you for just taking a few minutes to chat with me, and it's been great to introduce you to St. John's, and we'll continue this process of getting to know you and relationship building and all of that in the days and years to come.
Indeed.
Peace, everybody.